discussed neither in Lok Sabha nor here. So, having said all this, I want to say, to remove any confusion in the minds of anybody, this amendment and bringing in a new law in the place of old 1961 aims at simplifying the language, the lucidity which is required for anyone to understand it, no anomalies or any overlapping language that leads to misinterpretations. So this aims at only that. There are no new rates being brought in here, no tax issues which are being brought in here. That will come every year as it does in the finance bill. This is purely for making the document simpler. And I must say, sir, like the way we've done today in the insolvency and the bankruptcy code, where we are bringing the next generation of IBC, bigger reform, that also has gone to the select committee. Lok Sabha has had that introduced today and it has been sent to a select committee. Even this act, when it was introduced in February, in July itself I did say that wide consultations will be held. This act, when it was brought in, was sent to a select committee. And I must thank and put on record my gratitude for the extensive work that select committee in the chairmanship of Baijent Panda, MP from Lok Sabha, and his entire team, which consisted of members from all parties represented in the parliament. They all did extensive work, they consulted, they went around the country, they met with experts, domain experts, tax experts. They met with so many people and taken intensive inputs from these people. So, the committee consisted of 31 members from across, as I said, from across the political spectrum. The committee held 36 meetings, engaging extensively with government officials, stakeholders and experts, and received 334 memoranda containing a wealth of valuable inputs and suggestions. So the committee, if we did that many number of person hours, 75,000 person hours from the department, the committee had 36 meetings and took 334 memorandum from the public. Now, after all that, the select committee, in its report, which was submitted to the Lok Sabha Speaker, has put forward 566 recommendations. The intensity and the gravity of the work is what I want to highlight before you, Honorable Deputy Chairman, sir. Of these 566 recommendations, the committee itself agreed to department's view in response. The suggestions came, the department gave its response. The committee agreed for the department's view for about 370 cases. So 566 was the suggestion given. In 370 proposed cases, accepted the clause as was proposed in 370 cases. Further, sir, not going into too much details, but it is so important that I want to give a few information to you. Redundant provisions were removed. Archaic languages were also removed. We have reduced the number of sections which many honorable members spoke about. The total number of sections, sir, were 819 in the 1961 Act. 819 sections. They have now come down to 536 sections. Complete cutting down. And the number of chapters were 47 in the 1961 Act. We have cut it down to 23 only. The number of words, which again many members spoke about it, 5.12 lakh words were there in the 1961 Act. It has been now brought down to 2.6, literally half the size of what it was. Also, sir, because we are talking of 21st century, people are very used to having a lot of graphs, pictorial depictions, tables and matrix given to them so that they can easily understand things. So people have got used to that. Normally, our laws don't have any of these. They go very staid in language, very staid in the way the language is used, and only text will follow further text. Whereas we thought, since we are working this century, we should have tables to make people understand how the law functions, where possible. And we are also showing through formulations as to how it will function. So for the first time in this Act, we have brought 39 new tables and 40 new formulae to replace textual narration. So when people see numbers, when they see comparisons, or when they see it laid out in a simpler format, it is easy for them. So we've adopted this novel method in a law, in an act which is going to be passed by the Parliament, which normally doesn't happen. So the changes are not just merely superficial. They reflect a new, simplified approach for tax administration. This learner more focused law is designed to make it easy to read, understand, and implement. So, as we are going through this exercise, sir, the officers of the CBDT are actively engaged in redrafting the rules, the subordinate legislations, with the same objective of simplifying both the provisions and the associated forms. So when the law is simple, you're able to read it easily, no interpretation problem. But what happens to the assessee when he gets the form in front of him in the computer? Even that is being simplified. So as is said in the Act itself, if everything goes well and if we are able to pass it, and I'm sure there will be members watching it very cleanly, the systems, the computer systems which run our income tax will all have to be now rebooted for the newer law. Because the time is very short between now and 1st of April 2026. We need to have all the computers reset for the way in which this Act has been subject to the approval of the Parliament. And therefore, if from 1st April 2026 we want to effect this, it's greatly appreciated that the Parliament has taken the initiative to pass it well in time, so that between September and 31st of March, we will get the systems also clear. And why do I say that? Because not only the computer systems will have to be kept ready for the assessee to file his own returns, but we are planning to issue a lot of SOPs and also frequently asked questions to be put up, so people understand what are the changes. If they go to the domain, they will get it from the income tax portal, all the details of what it is going to be like. Further, not so much getting into that detail, I just want to reassure that so much thought has gone into making this law. And it's not going to be confined to only what the law says. We also want to come up with some kind of a information memorandum, so that people who